fully upgraded Ferrari Cup. Hello there everybody and welcome back to OpenFed Gaming. I am the OpenFed. We're driving a Ferrari F430 challenge car. We're driving it in our semi-pro special season in a Ferrari Cup fully upgraded event. We're driving at the Sydney Motorsport Park in Australia on the Gardner GP circuit. We're doing 5 laps and we're driving during a gorgeous sunset. And we start at 19th of 22. Now these laps are not very long. I know there's 5 of them, but they're not very long, so we got to get moving. Now there's a couple of really nice places to pass. So don't be too worried about having dropped from 19th to 21st right away, because we got lots of corners. This is not a good place to pass right here, because you have to go so fast. By the time you get to the end of this little section, you usually overshoot the corner. I know, because I've done it more than once. So just kind of get a little bit familiarized with the track. Like I usually say, if you've gotten 5 laps, you got a little bit of time to check things out, see how the guys are going to drive, and then when you get a little bit of a room, like right here, nice straight stretch, nice and wide, go past 1 or 2 of them and move up a little bit, you know. And then nothing too crazy, because oh, and there's a guy that took himself out of the race, so that moves it up another spot. But when you come around this corner here and you're heading back towards the grandstand, you've got a nice long straight stretch just before the starting, stopping, finishing line. And during this time you can pass 2-3 cars. Just unleash the power and let her go. And we moved up a little bit, but now that we know where we can pass and where we can't, we got to keep up to the guy right in front of us, obviously. And if he goes a little bit too slow, like they sometimes do around corners, they do try to tag you every once in a while. We'll get back to that. When they go around the corners, they go a little slow. Just pass them and get away from them. Like that guy there was almost looked like he was trying to hit us. Now, we are driving in Grid Legends. And in Grid Legends, you have to pay attention. That's something that I sometimes forget. You have to pay attention because these guys will wipe out in front of you. Sometimes you get some spectacular flips and crashes. The problem with that is that when that happens, a lot of times they will take out 1, 2, or 3 cars. If they're close behind them, they'll take them out in the process. So you don't want that to happen to you, and keep that in mind, because these things happen on a regular basis. So in the meantime, do a little bit of fancy footwork driving like I did there, weave in and out of the cars, but just keep it at an even pace, and the other cars usually will leave you alone. Now, as you're coming around the corner here, I do believe this is our 2nd lap about to finish, and we're in a 10th place, and we can move up a few more, so that's good, because that'll put us into the front pack of the cars in the race. That's where you'd like to be. Now, you know you're coming to a corner, so slow down, because otherwise you're going to overshoot it, and you don't want to do that. That's one of the things that I still do quite often, quite regularly, and I'm trying to stop myself from doing it. Like right here, there was no need to go into that corner that fast. Now I managed to pull it back and keep it sort of on the track, and I even managed to get around the car. But that's not the way I want to drive. So I'm trying to pound it into my brain. When you get to these corners, slow down a little bit, and you will end up being faster. You will end up finishing your lap quicker, because you're not trying to pull your car back from a big wide turn. Anyhow, keep that in mind. Try to fix that as I'm trying to fix it. I know I'm probably the worst one out there. Anyhow, we are in our 3rd lap, and which is quickly evaporating underneath the wheels. Now we've got another little straight stretch here, and we've only got 3 cars left in front of us, which is really good. I mean, we've got lots of time. We don't have to get chaotic. We don't have to drive crazy. I didn't even have to pass him here if I didn't want to, but there was room. And around this corner here, you're not gonna pass him here, but then you could have always passed him over here in the straight section. So we got 2 more cars in front of us and 2 laps left to go. So if we go past this one and then use the front car as a pace car. Whoa, remember what I said? Keep an eye out, don't follow too close. If he would have spun around in the middle of the track and I was a little bit closer, he would have nailed me. But he didn't. The unfortunate thing is what that does is it puts me in the lead. Now you notice how I overshoot the corner again. Because I'm in the lead and I'm only 3/4 of a second ahead, I have a hard time knowing how hard to push. And usually when I do push, sometimes, well, it's the corners where I have trouble, obviously. So I got to really work on that. I do it quite a few times here in the last lap and a half here. I overshoot the corners a little bit, but I don't go right off the track, so I'm still okay. But if you look in the rearview mirror, you got 2 cars right behind you. They're not far away, so they're pushing you. They're pushing you hard, and I would have preferred them to be in front of me, but we got to take what we get. So as we're in front, we got to try and open up that space, that buffer zone between us and the next car a little bit wider, because like I keep mentioning, if you can see them in your rearview mirror, they're too close. Because any tiny little mistake and they're past you. And we are almost at the end of our 4th lap. If you make a mistake and run off the track now, or you run into the wall, it's going to be really hard to recoup and catch up to those guys that are going to scream by you. So best thing to do is hammer down on the straight sections like this here. Make the buffer a little bit bigger. We're up to 4-second lead now, 4.5, and not quite, you know, but that'll help, because that will give us the opportunity to slow down a little bit around these corners. See, there we go. That's a little better. That way, you only slow down for the corner. You don't have to slow down to try and keep yourself from running off the end of the track, losing valuable time. Because as you can see, we've now increased our lead to 4.5 seconds. So we're sitting pretty good, and we're getting, well, we're about halfway through the lap. So we're getting pretty close to the end of the race, and we're keeping a constant 4.5, 5-second lead, and that's good. That's exactly what you want to do. Absolutely beautiful race. I love the sunset view. A little bit of clouds in the sky and the reddish glow in the clouds. It looks fantastic. And the car, even though sometimes I overshoot, it's not the car's fault. That's the Opafet's fault. I overshoot the corners. But other than that, the car handles really well. Fantastic race, really enjoy it. Hope you liked it too, and I hope to see you back at Opafet Gaming again real soon. Until the next time, you've been racing with the Opafet.